record this meeting. Here we go. Okay, so welcome back to day number 2 of the Internet Marketing and Social Media Training Webinar Mastery for 2015-2016. Once again, I'm Alan Fine. Can you see the screen now, David? Just type in yes if you can. Everybody else see the screen? Just type in yes in the chat box, please. And if David, you can see it, please type in yes. I think I saw your yes in there. Yes, great, perfect, awesome. Okay, so once again from yesterday's webinar, I just want to go over the rules for 1 second here, and just make sure that everybody is on the same page as far as participating fully in the webinar. What are my rules here? No, that's not it. Oh, my rules disappeared. All right, well, anyways, we know from yesterday, we talked about participating fully and be fully engaged in the webinar, and I'm hoping that all of you will do the same thing from yesterday today, and we'll have a great time if you do. Lots of questions. I want lots of questions today. Very, very important. So we ended up yesterday with let's see here, Market Samurai. And hopefully all of you downloaded the free version of Market Samurai. Once again, here is Market Samurai on my, where'd it go to here? Let's see here. On my store page, I'll just pop it in the chat box again. For those of you who didn't get it yesterday, here's all the resources that I use for myself and my clients on a regular basis, and you can see the Market Samurai banner there. And we talked about Market Samurai as being a keyword research tool, but also to figure out where your backlinks go and where you can get great backlinks from. And I was talking yesterday about that, and just a matter of where's my PowerPoint here? Just a matter of where's my PowerPoint? End show. Where is my other PowerPoint? Is this the right one here? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna make sure I didn't close the wrong PowerPoint here. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. Yes, this is the right one here. Is this the right one? No, this is not the right one. Okay, so hopefully this is the right one. There it goes. I want that in there. I want that in there. This will take 2 seconds here. Where did my other slides go to? Workbook B. No, that's not it either. Where did my PowerPoint presentation go? I was just using yesterday. No, that's not it. Okay, it's going to take 2 seconds here. I'm sorry about this. I had this all ready today. Here we are. Perfect. This is the one I want to use. Okay, from current slide. Okay, here we go here again. There we go. And yeah, so, I went on yesterday myself to get that one backlink that I showed you guys yesterday from that one site from that Market Samurai showed us. And so backlinking, once again, is very, very important. But also with Google's new algorithm, on-page optimization as one of the 4 key metrics we talked about yesterday is also extremely, extremely important. Is your website properly optimized for ranking on page 1 of Google? And if it is, you'll get great results. If it's not, you won't. So here is the on-page optimization section. It's not going to be super in-depth because we have tons of information to cover today, but it's going to be pretty in-depth here. So the things are, leverage SEO-friendly permalink URLs. Make sure that your URLs on your website are SEO-friendly. And what I mean by that is, have you ever seen a website and you go to it, and as opposed to, this over here, as far as seeing the website address, and then then a phrase or a word .html or .php or nothing at all. You see something like this over here instead, and I'll just type it in here and type it in. This won't go anywhere at all, but you see something like this over here, and this kind of thing, where you just see kind of gobbledygook afterwards. So that is what you don't want to have for your website end tags. So you make sure that you have the proper kinds of end tags as far as Google is looking for the address of your website for ranking purposes. And we saw that in Market Samurai. Let's go back to it for a second yesterday. And let's move this for a second here. Turn this off. And we saw SEO competition, and URL is the key phrase in the URL of the web page. For instance, here's this guy. That's how I found that that backlink. He has his website address /SEO-services-Calgary. And so Google's looking for that as far as one of the metrics is your key phrase in your URL. Okay, so really, really important you have that part taken care of properly. But then also, more than that, you want to have other things. So is the H1 tag within the main title in the key phrase on the page here. So H1 is very, very important. I'll show you what that is. Let's go back to the internet here for a second. So here is my website. And so this is my H1 tag here, Calgary Marketing Company, but I have it as a long tail H1 now because with Google, actually here's my H1 over here. Let's get rid of my pop-up here for a second. Okay, where my mouse go to? My mouse is disappearing here. Let's turn some of the stuff off here. Turn this off, maybe. And oh, my mouse is disappearing on the screen here. That's weird. Okay, that's odd. Okay, so if I go up here and go straight up, I can't seem to make my mouse appear on the screen. Give me a second here just to figure this out. Yeah, we got too much stuff over here. I'm open maybe. Let's turn this off for a second. And okay, close 19 tabs. Close tabs. Okay. Let's turn this off here a second. Sorry about the technical glitches here. But I'm trying to get this here. Firefox, end process, and turn it back on again. Maybe this will work here. There it goes. So window 1 and window 2. Let's turn these ones back on. Okay. So here we are. There goes things. So wait for that pop-up to get out of the way here. So here's my H1 tag. Now, if we go to the view source on the back end of the website, where we can click on anywhere off and go view source, and then we go edit and we go find, we can type in H1, and as you can see, the only H1 tag I have on the page here is this, and I want Calgary Marketing Company as my H1 tag because that's what I rank on page 1 of Google for. That's what people find me on Google. Very, very important for me to be number 1, page 1 of Google on that, as well as other key phrases. But I have it as a long tail H1 tag. It's not just Calgary Marketing Company, it's Professional Calgary Marketing Company. So do you guys have your H1 tag on your website on each page? Very, very important you have that. Let me show you another example of, let's turn this here and open a tab here for a second. Open, make a new tab. And here's another example, Air Force Heating, one of my clients' websites. Okay, and your trusted, so HVAC company. So here's one of his H1 tags in his website. Here's another one of my clients' websites. So make sure that every single page has a clear-cut H1 tag. And here's this one over here, long-tailed again, Wally's Four Seasons Roofing and Roofing Calgary as the H1 tag. This tells Google what is the most important phrase on the page and what is this page about. And every single page on your website should have only one H1 tag. So you make sure you have that set up on your website in the back end. Okay. Long tail key phrases on the page to make sure that you have it's called LSI key phrases, and LSI stands for latent semantic index, and basically it's just different key phrases and different variations on the page as well. Next thing is the alt tag, alternative tag. The only browser I know that really shows that to you, I believe, is Internet Explorer. Every web browser has it, but only Internet Explorer I think shows it. So just show you here. So if you mouse over a picture on Internet Explorer, I'm not sure it does it still. It used to do it when you moused over a picture or clicked on a picture. It would take you and show you that. Let me just mouse over a picture though and see what the H1 tag here. So here's the view source properties. Let's see here. Let me go back to Firefox. For some reason, maybe they took it off there. I'm not sure exactly why, but here's a view image info. Commercial roofing. So here's the H1 tag or the alt tag. It says home commercial roofing, and make sure that at least one of your pictures on the web page that you're having your H1 tag has the same alternative text tag on the back end. So you can go into your website editing software and you can set those alternative tags to whatever you want to, as far as making sure that the H1 tag or the alternative text tag has something similar to or exactly what the H1 tag says as well. In this case, the H1 tag is Quality Accountants in Exeter, which is in England. And then the alternative text tag says Accountant's Office in Exeter. So very, very similar. Then you have an H2 tag on the page, which has other similar phrases. In this case, the H2 tag is Exeter-based accountants. And then also the alternative tag on this picture over here is Exeter accountant. And I'll show you what the H2 tags look like on some of my pages. Let's see, back to my website for a second. Turn this off. Go to my blog. Oh, that's nice. Page 1. Okay, let me go to my client's blog. This happens sometimes on my blog. My htaccess file gets all messed up. Takes 2 seconds to fix. I'm not going to do it right now though. Let me go to Wally's. And let's go to their blog. So here's their blog. And so here is the H1 tag, is Calgary roof inspection on the page. And then also I have H2 tags here on the page as well. And then also I have key phrases throughout the article, but also have other things on here also on the back end as far as having key phrases sprinkled, long tail key phrases sprinkled throughout the website and throughout the articles. So very important you have those for yourself on the back end. An H3 tag at the very end. So if you go into the back end of your software, you should be able to see, it's going to log into my client's website for a second and show you the H1, H2, and H3 tags. And actually, if you have a WordPress site, let's go here, /wp-admin. If you have a WordPress site, you can have a plugin I can give you guys to be able to modify and optimize your articles. So I'm not sure if any of you guys have a WordPress site, but if you do, give me a shout. I'll be happy to give you a plugin I use. It's called, let's see here. All right, this one here. It's called SEO Jacking, and SEO Jacking allows me to go into the article, and I'll put this in because I didn't see the H1 tag in here yet, and put the H1 tag here, and go to the drop-down menu here and put H1. So that's now an H1 tag. I can go update, and all of a sudden you see over here, this will change, and H1 tag. So I have all green check marks, H1 tag, H2 tag, H3 tag, use of the key phrase in the last sentence, or the first sentence, last sentence. Here is the alternative text in the back end. So here's the alternative text on the back end of this. And whether you have a WordPress site or you have a PHP or HTML site, every editor, turn this off here, sorry about that, guys. Every editor has some kind of interface for allowing you to modify these different tags. If you're using WordPress, if you're using something like Dreamweaver to edit your website, every single one of those editing software packages has something to put those in there, okay? H3, and then also having an authority link on the back end. In this case, the authority link is going to Wikipedia. So I often use a Wikipedia link on the back end of my articles and my web pages as part of one of the things Google's looking for. So you want to drop the key phrase also into the first 100 to 150 words of the article. It's very, very important. And also, next thing is nail loading speed. So speed test is very, very important. Google is actually measuring how fast your website loads. So here's another thing you can go to, Google speed. So you go to this page, and you can see how fast your website loads. Yes, please. Not sure what you meant by that exactly, Sarah, but you can tell how fast the website loads. So we have some work to do on, putting plugins on the back end of your website. You're looking for about an 80 on the back end of the speed test. Oh, send the plugin for WordPress. Yes, no problem at all. Just email me that afterwards, Sarah. I'll be happy to give that to you. And also, you should be all checking your website for speed loading time. So make sure, once again, you go to that link I just popped into the chat box as far as letting you test your own website for mobile and desktop to figure out what you can do and how fast it can load. On the back end of the website, you want to put in caching plugins. You also want to have caching stuff on the back end of your htaccess file. Here's what an htaccess file looks like if you're using an FTP program, which is a way of connecting with your website. And my blog, this is why my blog wasn't showing up beforehand. I got some gobbledygook in the back end of my htaccess file. And if I just go here and fix this in 2 seconds, I'll just go in here and look at my blog, and htaccess file overwritten to my other file online there. And then if I go back to my blog, my blog will probably show up now this time. Okay, well, I got another problem. Looks like I'm back on my blog. It's always something, right? So that's about the internet. It's always something with the internet. But if you go on the back end of your website and make sure that these things are taken care of, your website will load quickly. And that's very, very important because, once again, Google is measuring that. Slash bounce rate. As we said beforehand, when we talked yesterday about the crowdsearch.me website, I showed you this. And actually, I think it was on the back end of my store page, /store. Here it is. There it is, crowdsearch.me. And this can dramatically help you slash your bounce rate. And so very, very important that you do these things because, once again, these are the things that Google's measuring on the back end of your website to make sure that you are the guys, to be on page one. People always wonder, well, why are these guys on page one and why not my website? Well, Google has about 200 algorithm checkpoints to measure whether or not you should be on page one. And once again, these things, how fast your website loads, what your bounce rate is, also how many people go to your website, very, very important. All these things are taken care of, and you're doing all these things on a regular basis. I know it sounds like a lot. That's usually why people outsource this, because unless you're like me, internet marketing tech geek who just loves this kind of stuff, it is kind of confusing. I know that. So, but if you're doing it yourself, make sure you get all these things taken care of. Next thing is social media footprint. And so using social sharing buttons. So, very, very important. As you can see, once again, on my website, social sharing buttons really are helping you with the social media footprint. As you can see, I have all my social sharing buttons on the top of my website webpage, and I'm amazed still how many people don't have these things taken care of, as far as don't have all these social media buttons. And the stat's still amazing that 50% of businesses in North America still have no website at all. Still have no website at all. Website at all. And of those 50%, and of those 50%, 50% of those don't have social media program or strategy. And so, really, really important you have all these things. Now, someone asked a question, are there some that are more important social media than others, depending on your product service? Okay, so if you have a very, very visual business, I would say Pinterest is very important. Otherwise, the top ones that I use for my clients, I use top 5. And the top 5 are Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Google+. And so those are the top ones that I always use for my clients. And if you have those top 5 happening on a regular basis, that's fantastic. Also, we talked about branding yesterday. Very, very important. You have all your social media properly branded. And I'm not sure who website we went to yesterday. I think it was the car one, where the car one didn't have a properly branded banner. Here's my banner on my YouTube channel. Once again, people are going to judge you by what you have on the back end. And, you know, some of the things here are like, well, I hope so, right? So now someone asked about what about the security issues with Google and Chrome? I'm not sure what you mean by that exactly, Liz. I'm not aware of any security issues with Google and Chrome. So maybe later on, if you want to send me an email, I'd be happy to answer that for you. But as I know right now, there's no real security issues with Google or Google Chrome. So the next thing is outbound links. So outbound links to related pages in a relevancy signal that helps Google zero in your page's topic. So once again, going to let's say Wikipedia on the same topic, can boost your page rank on Google. So let's see here. What did Liz say again here? I professionally mentioned these. Yeah. So let me ask you guys, how many of you guys use Chrome as your browser? Just type in yes or no in the chat box. Some do, okay? So I usually use Google Chrome or Firefox. I'm not a big Internet Explorer fan myself personally. I find that it's really glitchy, doesn't work very, very well. I'm not aware of any kind of security issue with Firefox or Chrome, but I'm not a big fan of Internet Explorer personally myself. So multimedia can be very, very important on your website. I'm not sure how many of you guys have videos on your site, but videos are always good to have on your website. As you can see, I have a lot of videos on my website, and I put some kind of pretty cool things on my website as far as video stuff goes. So people are expecting these things nowadays. I think as far as the standard, they're expecting a great video on your homepage. And a video can really tell your clients in a very, very short period of time exactly what your company does and how you do it. People aren't really into reading tons of information, but they really do like to watch videos. Let's face it, how many of us have gotten to YouTube and watched more than the one video we went to watch, right? You can just type in yes in the chat box if you want to. I know I often go to YouTube myself personally to watch a video, either instructionally or something else. And also it's like, oh, look at that video over there. Look at that video over there. So video marketing is very, very important. And let's say you go to YouTube. And you type in Calgary SEO. Here's a new video I just put on YouTube myself. And here I am on page 1 of YouTube for a highly, a really hard to rank for key phrase. So here's my video, Calgary SEO, Calgary Search Engine Optimization. So people can find your website on YouTube, and they can find your services on YouTube as well. So really, really important that you all have a great video. on the home page of a website that tells people what you guys do, and you can even do YouTube. I'll talk a little bit more about this, but YouTube even has YouTube advertising. So you're looking for finding a way to increase your list or increase rankings. As I said beforehand, who works at the car dealership? Just type your name in there. Just say me, Sarah Houle. Okay, so I was going to do a car dealership in Calgary, and unfortunately the management changed just as we were about to sign the deal, and the new manager was just like not into marketing at all. He won't spend any money at all. But we were going to do test drives on vehicles in the dealership and post them on the website. So we'd have a guy, I had a buddy of mine who could mount a camera inside the car and research the car beforehand, and then record a test drive, and then I would brand the website or brand the video afterwards. And here's my video page. If anybody needs a video for their company, I do video marketing, and here's some great videos. And the difference on my videos is the branding and the bumpers. And a bumper is a little piece of animation that brands your video, that lets people know who you are. And once again, it just is about professionalism. The more professional you look, the more professional you are with your website and your online marketing, the more chance of people calling you or buying from you even before they meet you or talk to you, because oh, look at all the stuff this person has done properly. They have they have this done. They have a branded YouTube page, a nicely branded Facebook page, a nicely branded LinkedIn profile. We'll talk about later on. So all these different things add up together. Very, very important. Okay, long tail content we talked about beforehand, as far as having LSI keywords. And also quality content. Don't just put on crap on your website. Don't do keyword stuffing. Very, very important. And also we talked about dwell time. And once again, the crowdsearch.me really helps with the dwell time on your website. So does anybody have any questions about on-page optimization? Oh, and there's one more plugin I use on the back end of my WordPress sites, Yoast SEO plugin for WordPress sites only. So really, really great plugin to use, and I can help you guys configure it if you have a WordPress site on the back end, and it really is a great plugin to use for SEO. So no questions at all. On those of you guys who stayed at the very end, very end today, a buddy of mine gave me some gold the other day, and I'll email this to you as part and parcel of everything we do. So it is a Excel file of a number of search engine directory sites that have really, really great metrics for backlinks. So we talked about metrics yesterday, and I showed you my Majestic SEO interface, and it's a good way of measuring what the metrics are. So before you get a backlink, I purchased a membership to this website. And so what that does is allows me to actually measure, and the metrics on these backlinks, I think I have it over here somewhere maybe. Is it here? Here it is, yeah. So here is the metrics and the cost of what the costs are. So you can get backlinks from PR5. Here's a PR7 site. So PR7 is PageRank, but also look at the metrics here. Domain PA or TA or TF and CF, trust flow and citation flow are two of the metrics we measured beforehand. Very, very, very important that you have great backlinks coming back to your site. So I'll give this to you, all of you, if you stay to the very, very end. Now, some of them are very inexpensive, and some of them are rather expensive. So, you know, I do the very, very inexpensive ones first. Some of them are $200 a year, and some of them are, you know, $5, $10 a year. You know, $5, $6, $7 a year. So really, really important. You can get some great backlinks back to your website by using this file here. So next thing is the 4 quadrants of the marketing cycle. Let me ask you all a question. When you're going to buy a new service or a new product, what is a process? And just type in yes if this is a process for you also. You figure out what you want. You type a key phrase into Google. You go on to page 1 of Google, or maybe page 2 if you don't find what's on page 1. And then you click on a website. Is that the process that you guys normally do for yourselves? Type in yes. Okay, so let me ask you another question. Once you have found a website, do you always buy right away? Are you going to buy that very, very second, especially for a large purchase? Right. So many people don't buy right away. And so yesterday we talked about, you know, what you need on the website to capture people's information. And the 4 quadrants of the marketing cycle are, you send out your marketing piece to prospects, okay? Then you communicate value, and you use automated responses for those who are ready to buy. Now, the stats are amazing. Let me look up my stats over here, and I'll tell you this is very, very important. Let me see if I can find them over here. Let's see here. I got this. I wasn't going to tell you guys this information, but just thinking about it now, I think this is really, really important to have as far as you know, information for the buying and selling cycle. Where to go now? Oh, here it is. Okay, found it. Okay, so let's say you send your marketing message to 100 people. These are the stats. Okay. So write this down for yourself on your notes in your notepad. 3% of the people are ready to buy right away. 7% of the people are ready to buy in 2 weeks. So anywhere from right away to 2 weeks from now. I was wondering why this is not going all the way bottom here. So 7%. 30% will buy So 30% will buy in. It should be 30%, not 3%. 30% will buy in 2 weeks to 3 months. 30% are called unconscious buyers. Okay? Have you guys ever seen a commercial on TV and all of a sudden gone, I need that, right? We've all probably done that. Just type in yes in the chat box. So you didn't know that you didn't know you needed it, right? And let's say you're in a supermarket and you're walking down the aisle, and all of a sudden you see somebody who's doing a soup demo, and they said, here, try our vegetable soup, you know, and you go, oh, that's really delicious, and they're going to you, did you know that most soup manufacturers put in preservatives and chemicals that can, you know, hurt you or make you hungrier, or, you know, are bad for you? And you go, you know, no. You didn't know that. Well, it's not really even impulse shopping. It's the area of you didn't know you didn't know. And so if you didn't know that all these chemicals were in other manufacturers' soup, then you're all of a sudden going to buy their soup because their soup solves your problem. So more than just impulse shopping. So very, very important. So for the communicating value, automated responses, those ready to buy. One of the best forums I know of for selling is presentation marketing, doing workshops, seminars, webinars, very, very important. And last, net ready is not ready to buy from you right now. Follow up, don't give up. So usually I follow up with people for 6 months. I use my autoresponder system for 6 months of following up. And so what I'm trying to get to here is having some kind of way of capturing people's email addresses and names, and then using those email addresses and names to send them quality content on a regular basis for when they are ready to buy. Okay? So really, really important. Yes, and I do know if someone has asked me to do a good management system. It's the one I use personally. It's called ARP Reach. And here is the ARP Reach on the store page. So there's Constant Contact, there's MailChimp, there's Infusionsoft. Infusionsoft is probably the best one in the world, but Infusionsoft is $2,000 to buy it, and then $2,000 for the training. And so really, really, really important that you know that Infusionsoft is the most expensive one out there, but also one of the best ones out there. And so really, really, really important. Give me 1 second, guys. I was going to do one thing with 1 second, all right? Sorry about that. I apologize. Someone's coming to my door in a second over here. So with the benefits of having a home office, my dog's going to bark in a second probably though. I don't want her to bark too much. Anyways, here's the ARP Reach website. Let's open up this link here, copy link location, and you can go here now. Whereas all these other companies charge, once again, anywhere from, let's say, $25 per month and up and higher. ARP Reach is a one-time fee where you install this on the server of your website, and you can have all these things done for you easily. Here is the ARP Reach interface on my side, and all you do is sign into it, and then you have all these things. You can send out unlimited emails. You can set up unlimited autoresponders on the back end of your system. And once again, here is one of the autoresponders I have on my home page. You can see right over here. And all you do is fill out your information, and it puts you on my mailing list. So once again, really, really important that everybody has some kind of autoresponder system. And for anybody who wants help acquiring this, it's not $25 for each computer. It's $25 a month for the system. So $25 a month for the system is what, $300 a year, every single year. Now, and that also depends on what the size of your list is. So they usually charge by how many people who are on your list. But with the ARP Reach system, the reason I like it, number one, is and also if anybody complains that you're spamming them you can get your account closed right away. With the ARP Reach system, because it's hosted on your own server, as long as you don't, break the Castle laws, right? The Canadian anti-spam legislation laws. It's no problems at all. And this uses the same ARP Reach uses the same double opt-in system where you send out the email form over here, and then you get an email that you have to click onto to confirm your subscription. So that's called double opt-in. So this conforms to Castle and conforms to all the other types of systems out there. So really, really important that you have one. Once again, anybody who wants me to help them, I have a couple of licenses left, and I think these guys charge, what do they charge here for ARP Reach? They charge, I think it is $195 with no monthly fees, and then for the gold system over here, it's $395. So anybody who wants me to help them, I think I have a couple of gold licenses still. I'd be very, very happy to help you set that up for, let's say, $200, as opposed to $395 for the gold system, so you can do unlimited autoresponders, unlimited everything. And then also the biggest challenge I found with ARP Reach or any other system was setting things up and then the learning curve afterwards. So the learning curve afterwards, I'll even for that price go on your computer with you and train you and install it on your system for you, and try to help you out that way, and then train you on how to use it afterwards. So really, really great value for that. But getting an autoresponder on your system is really, really important because not everybody is ready to buy right away. And if you keep on sending them a pre-formatted set of emails, so let's say they sign up for the autoresponder and then you send them, I don't know, 10 emails in a row, one email a week for 10 weeks in a row. When they're ready to buy, and then we talked about yesterday, bundling a coupon in to the present or the offer. So let's say someone signs up for the car company, or the who owns the women's clothing store we talked about yesterday. So you bundle a coupon in. So here's a free test drive and so let's say a $200 coupon for the purchase of your vehicle, or here is a fashion consultation and a $25 coupon with a minimum purchase of $100. It ties them to you, but also it keeps you top of mind, because once again, the stats are that out of 100 people you send your marketing message for, only 3% of them are ready to buy right away. So once again, the stats for 3% are ready to buy right away, 7% are going to buy within right away and 2 weeks, 30% are going to buy from 2 weeks to, let's say, 3 months, 30%, if you give them a good reason to buy from you, they'll buy from you. They didn't know, they're called unconscious buyers. So with that in mind, you have 67% of people you can capture, and then the last 30% of people don't want your stuff at all ever. They'll just say no. So actually, there would be 70% of people. So I want to be able to target that 67% of people, which is the 7% of people who are ready to buy in, let's say, 2 weeks, right away to 2 weeks. The 30% of people who are going to buy in 2 weeks to 12 weeks, and the 30% of people that if you give them a good reason to buy from you, they didn't even know they wanted it, they'll buy from you anyways, right? To give them a deal or discount, or here's a sale happening. I didn't even know I needed that, but that would solve this problem over here for me. I want to find a way of targeting and marketing to that 67% of the industry that usually most businesses don't go after, because everybody is in a dogfight, you know, spending so much money and time and effort going after that 3% of the market that is ready to buy right away. So by having an autoresponder system on your website and being able to have people on your list, you can build your list up and you can market to them right away. Make sense? Anybody have any questions about that? And so once again, you can go to the ARP Reach website. Here's the URL again off of my website here, off the store page. Copy link location. There you go again. And I'll tell you more about the ARP Reach system. So no one has any questions about that. Let's move on. So next one is going to be the Screaming Frog SEO Spider tool. Long name, really, really weird. You can go to the website once again on my website here. I think I have it. Screaming Frog. No, it's on the, I think it's on the training page. I sent you the information instead. That was in your email link. But let's just go to the Screaming Frog page here. So Screaming, here it is. So here's the Screaming Frog SEO tool. It is really great and it's free. So here is the download link for it if you haven't got it already. Let me just open it up for you on my system and I'll show you how it works and what it does for you. Really great tool. Let's see if I have, let's see if my tool is, oh here, there's an update for it. So let me just download and install number 5. Save file. Turn that one off. I'll get the most updated version on my system. I thought I updated this. It must have come out in the last week because I went on my system the other day and it was updated already. So they must have come out with a new one within the last couple of days or last week. And let's open it up. Install it really fast. And then run it again. Okay, so give me one of your websites again. Just type a website in the chat box here. And I'll do an analysis with the tool here on the website, and I'll show you what it means. Okay, so let's go to the car website. Okay, and let's go here. Let's go type it in here. Let's go here, and then grab the URL. Oh, okay. Let's try that again. Okay, great. Okay, so let's go here now and put the tool. I just type the tool URL or the URL website here. Go start. And as you can see, it's analyzing all the pages. It's going to analyze all your pages. It's going to analyze everything. So I go to the drop-down menu and go HTML. And then I go number 1 to page titles. So you want to make sure that every single page on your website has separate titles and separate descriptions. And so you can go here and you can go to drop-down menu and you can see, does any of the pages have same titles? So we have a bunch of different things here. You can see that these pages have the same titles, so you might want to fix that possibly. And then also descriptions. And you can see also that some pages have no descriptions at all. And for Google, Google wants to see these things on the back end of your website to make sure that everything has the right amount of descriptions, right amount of titles. And so let's do another one over here. Let's do Yinka's website. Let's go to it first. Copy it and put it in here and start. So We got, yeah, we got some things to fix here. So all your pages have the same title, which is bad for SEO, really bad for SEO. And none of your pages have any descriptions on them at all. So as far as the SEO part of things, I'm not sure who's handling the SEO for your company, but you need to have a conversation with them, or you need to hire somebody who does SEO and can get all these things taken care of properly. Let's go to your website again, Gary, and let's grab the URL here. And so I use this mostly for titles and descriptions, but also can tell you your H1 tags, H2 tags on the website, everything. It really is a great analysis tool for quickly seeing exactly what's happening on the back end of the website. And therefore, if you're looking to rank on page 1 of Google, I can do a very quick analysis on my clients' websites and see what needs to be fixed right away. And so here is the HTML. Let's see here. So page titles. So as you can see, you have some really, really similar titles here. And I don't know if any titles are the same exactly, but very, very similar. You might want to take care of that as far as changing the page titles and on your website, and then also the meta descriptions. So you can just go like this over here, and you can see which ones have the same descriptions and which ones have no descriptions at all. And for Google, Google's measuring all this. And Shirley has this one over here. Copy. And is this flash? No, good. Okay. So here's Shirley's. And go start. Oh yeah, Shirley said she worked for a Chinese television station, and that's in Calgary, right, Shirley? And so you can see going through the website, all the descriptions of all the pages are exactly the same. Yeah, so based in Vancouver, but we're national. There you go. So really, really important. You can see, I mean, look at this. Whoever is doing the SEO for the website, if you're worried about ranking on page 1 of Google for any of the stuff here at all, then you got to make sure these things are taken care of properly. Wait for it to finish. Yes, you want to maybe hire a new company for the website as far as the SEO part goes, at least. So Shirley said she had a problem with the third-party company doing the website. And there we go here. So page titles. So you can see we have a lot of duplicate titles here. Very, very similar titles. Google wants to see some real variation here, and we're not seeing that at all. H1 tags on the pages, right? So H2 tags, images, as far as your alt tag goes. So really, really important that we have all these things taken care of. So you really have a lot of different things you can look at here. And I mean, this tool should be like $300 or $400, but it's free. I mean, I'm just blown away by you know, how fantastic it is. So anybody have any questions about that at all? I mean, there's tons more here. Analytics, custom Ajax directives, right? Response codes, protocol, external, HTML. So, I mean, some pretty amazing stuff you can do with the tool here as far as analyzing your site and making sure you have all these different things happening on the back end. Anybody have any questions about that at all? No? Okay, great. We'll move on then. Okay, great. Okay, so next thing is the Hootsuite social media aggregator. So as I said beforehand, one of the metrics of getting your website on page 1 of Google is social media footprint. And so social media footprint is, how many likes do you have on your Facebook page? How often are people, interacting with you on your Facebook page? How many tweets are you doing? How many people are retweeting your tweets? How many subscribers do you have on your YouTube channel? How many views do you have on your YouTube videos? So all these things are very, very important to have. And the Hootsuite social media aggregator, let me just go back to my my blog here for a second. Let me get my blog fixed for 1 second. Just give me 2 seconds here. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen for 2 seconds here, and then you fix my blog here really fast. IMC. So let me just go to my blog, and it's going to just disable one of my plugins here. Plugins. IMC. So IMC. Just rename and give me a second here. Rename and there it goes. Hopefully that'll work. Oh, here we go. Promote Me Pro. Okay, so let me just disable this here. MNOP, rename, and hopefully that'll do it. Okay, WP syndication. Let's see here. What's one say here now? It says WPSR. 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 Here we are. And rename. So I'm going to turn off some of my plugins here and see if this fixes things so we can get the back end for Hootsuite. There we go. Okay, my blog's up and running again here. So I'm just going to log in the back end of my blog. I'll fix things later on. Let me see here, WP-admin. There we go. Give me 1 more second to find my blog password. 2 seconds. Exec. Okay, and /blog. Up. Here we are. Okay, let's log in here, and there we go. So here's the back end of my blog, and I'm going to go to my Hootsuite dashboard on the back end. And sign into it. And so by having a social media aggregator on the back end of my blog, it allows me to take my all of my profiles here. I'll just undo this temporarily and send my blog posts. So if I go to my blog, and go to the back end of my blogs. Let's see here. I'll go to this one here. I'll get the blog title here, and I can go on the back end of Hootsuite. Where to go to here? Okay. Go on the back end of Hootsuite. I can post my blog post to all my social media profiles at one time, which saves me tons of time. So all I do is go to compose new message. I put the link in here for my blog post. I shrink it. So this is a shrink here called Owly, OW.ly. Then I put the blog title in the blog post. And I grab the first, let's say, first line and a couple of sentences. Plug it in here. Get rid of this stuff, clean things up. And then go to my favorites. And I can send my blog post out to all my social media accounts at one time. So in 10 minutes from now, this will post to 32 social media interfaces, which are here, scheduled. So I can go and post my information quickly to all my social media interfaces at one time, as opposed to having to go on them, going to my Twitter, and then going to my LinkedIn, and then going to my YouTube, and then going to my Google Plus, and posting those things. So if I go to my Facebook page, that blog post will post here in about 10 minutes from now. And so once again, for a time saver as a system on the back end of my website, very, very, very important that you have systems into your business and you're not taking tons of time to do these things. So, Hootsuite can really be great. Also, if I want to find places that I can post my comments to, and I can post information to for reconnect my blog. So here's my update for my LinkedIn profile. So all you got to do is just connect your accounts here, put your information here, and all of a sudden you can see what's happening with all your social media. As a system to save myself time, I find that it really saves me a lot of time here. So yes. So Katie asked me, is it useful to be posting the same content to all your social media platforms? Don't different platforms have different purposes? Yes and no. Because not all the people out there will be going onto Twitter. Some people are maybe only LinkedIn people, or some people are maybe only Facebook people. So I usually post my content to all my platforms at one time. It's a little bit of spaghetti on the wall, but the return I find for getting people to know who I am, as well as, once again, very, very important, I'm increasing my social media footprint with this strategy. And social media footprint, as I mentioned before several times yesterday and today, is one of the key metrics for Google to rank you on page 1. So that's why I do these things. And then it can configure this. I can also add a social network here. Hootsuite's always changing. And so they have Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn. If you have your own WordPress blog, you can import them here, and Instagram. And so with the account I have, which I believe I paid $10 a month for, I have 50 social media profiles that I can import into my system. And if you have a upgraded membership from there, I'm not sure what the prices are. Tools, so I'm not sure which ones you have to have for settings. My account. So you can go to your account and you can upgrade or modify your plan. I have Pro, and so want to upgrade my plan. Let's see here, change type, plan type, Pro. Gives you 100. I have 100 social media profiles. I thought I only had 50. They must have increased them by 50, so I can put more things in here. And then Enterprise is unlimited social media profiles, but really you wouldn't really need more than Pro. And I didn't realize they just upgraded this to give me 100 social media profiles. So I'm glad I did this today. Now I can import more social media profiles into my system here than beforehand. So that's really great to know. Anybody have any questions about that at all? My dashboard again. So you can import your main profiles in here, and you can import your social media profiles onto your settings here, and you can add them all in here. So if you have, let's say you have Facebook business pages you want to post to, you have LinkedIn groups you want to post to, so all these things can go there on a regular basis, and you can increase your social media profile, but also get people to know who you are. If you're blogging on a regular basis, all my blog posts go to my Hootsuite. I always post them. So I publish a blog post, and then I go to Hootsuite right away, and I send my post information out on Hootsuite. And as I know I got to do some cleaning up here. I haven't used it probably in about 2 weeks. Obviously, they've upgraded my membership and giving me more social media profiles to post to, which is a great bonus. Also, if you want to get Hootsuite free for a week, so you go to my store page once again, and this will give you Hootsuite Pro, which is the one that I have. It'll give you Hootsuite Pro for a week. Sarah asked, if you did this alone, would it be enough to get into Google for ranking? No, Sarah, it would not be enough. So once again, the 4 metrics of ranking on page 1 of Google was on-page optimization, which we just covered today, the backend code to make sure all the backend code by going view source on any page, you can see the backend code, having all your meta tags done properly, all these things done properly, right? And a couple things, other things, having your social media footprint, which what Hootsuite does for you as far as helping you with these things here by increasing your social media footprint. I use a couple other tools also, and then also backlinks. And we talked about backlinks. So here is, website A, and on website A, I have a powerful backlink going back to my website, and I believe that was the OS Living. So here is the one I bought yesterday. So I found that they got that one guy for Calgary SEO was ranking on page 1 of Google for Calgary search engine optimization, and I'm slowly increasing my rankings for that key phrase as well. And then he had a powerful backlink from this web page, and here is his backlink on this web page. And so once again, having all the metrics on the back end, we measure the metrics of this web page through my majestic.com website, and it had insane metrics as far as really high domain authority, really high page rank, really high trust flow and citation flow. So, having a backlink from this website was really important. So I donated to this company. I did a donation, and then they're going to put me on once they approve it, they'll put me on recent supporters. I'll probably be on the very top over here with my hyperlink back to my web page, and that'll increase my rankings. So the 4 things, once again, is on-page optimization, backend code, social media footprint, and backlinks. You want tons and tons of backlinks, but the right kind of backlinks with the right balance of anchor text ratio. And anchor text ratio, once again, is what phrase do they have on their website. For instance, this phrase is men's belts. The other guy who's ranking on page 1 of Google on the top for Calgary SEO company or Calgary SEO services, he has that key phrase in his anchor text. Click onto it, it goes back to his website. That's anchor text, right? And those are the 4 metrics of ranking on page 1 of Google. So social media footprint by itself is not enough. You need all those things done properly. And because there are companies and individuals who are very serious about that, they're hiring someone probably to do these things for them. So for people who want to really rank on page 1 of Google, so when I type in, let's say Calgary Marketing Company, which so many people find me on Google for, I want to be found on page 1 of Google. And here I am over here at the very, very top. Here I am over here, the very top, page 1, number 1 for that key phrase. So I help clients rank on page 1 of Google for their key phrases. So I want to dominate page 1 of Google for my key phrases as well. And as I learn more things, I said beforehand, I have 2 different coaching services I pay $500 a month for. So I spend $1,000 a month on my coaching to give me all the information that I need to make sure that I can rank on page 1 of Google for my key phrases. It's very, very important that you guys do the same thing if you feel ranking on page 1 of Google would be beneficial for your company as well. And you can either do it yourself. Well, I spent years and years figuring this stuff out for myself, or once again, my recommendation is do what you do best and outsource the rest. So pretty simple that way. Blogging. Let's go on to blogging. So anybody have any more questions about that at all? Before we move on to blogging, any more have any questions about Hootsuite at all? Oh, yeah, I wanted to show you that link I wanted to show you. So here's my Alan Fine Recommends page, store page, and here is Hootsuite over here. You can get Hootsuite Pro for free as a 30-day trial for free. All you do is click on that link, and here's a link for Hootsuite just to get it, and that'll give you the first 30 days free of charge, so you can test drive it out if you want to, as opposed to paying for it. So next thing is blogging 101. So people always ask me, how often should I blog and what should I blog about? So usually I blog anywhere from 2 to 4 times a month. Once again, I want to have fresh content on my website or my blog site that goes back to my website to do 2 things. Increase my social media footprint, as well as get people to know who I am and make sure, that I'm not blogging like once every year or so. Anybody ever went on someone's blog beforehand and you saw a blog from October 2014 and that was the last time they blogged? Just type in yes or no in the chat box. Yes, you saw blogs for companies that are like really, really old and they haven't blogged recently at all. What does that tell you about the company? What kind of impression does that give you about that company? Does that give you the impression that they're active on their own website? And, if they're not active on their own website, once again, does that give you the impression that they will be, active? Lazy, Liz said lazy art of biz. Someone else said not professional. Someone else said not current. So, once again, you don't have to blog every single day. You don't have to blog every single week. Once again, I do 2 to 4 blog posts every single month. Just keep current and to keep my things in. What do you blog about? Well, topics that are related to your industry, but not always. I've seen people blog on their blog post, about and then tie it in loosely to their industry. Halloween is upon us, So you can blog about something about Halloween, and then in one sentence, tie it to your blog post. We're doing a Halloween giveaway, a funny story. So that dentist story that you told this morning, that would make a great blog post. At the very, very end of your blog post, you can put something in there. If you ever need, if you're looking for a great car, looking for some great clothes, looking for some way of saving money, or, are you tired of bill collectors contacting you, looking for some great information on, Africa, right? Expo Africa, June 16th, 2015, right? So, all these things can be tied into blog posts. So is there a blog on the back end of this website? And so the answer is no. And so you definitely should have a blog post, a blog on the back end of your website. Is there a blog for the Canadian Cancer website? There probably is, I would think. So, somewhere, cancer information. I'm sure there's a blog somewhere here. So if there's not a blog, someone should be blogging. Yes, semi-active, right? A blog post, a blog about the car, right? Blitzkrieg cars, right? So let's, here it is. So is somebody blogging on the back end of your website? Contact us. Here's a blog. Yeah, here's a blog. Great. So, so once again, right? One blog post. That's it. So no one's blogging here on a regular basis. I would be blogging. I would be all over this as far as putting a new blog post out every single week about, a new car that came in, right? Not only a new car, not only that, a blog post, but a video, right? There could be tons of blog posts and information going out every single week about that. So great opportunity for you to blog. If you're the person in charge of the website, if you are, Sarah, then make sure you're all over that. If you're not, then find someone who can do that or outsource it once again. So I do blog posts for my clients on a regular basis. I'm just putting one together right now for the roofing company. I have a bunch of content writers who write blogs for me every single week for my clients' blogs. I just make sure that my client approves them really quickly, and then we post them. So really important. So for blog posting, number one, nothing salesy or cheesy. Don't just blog about, buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. No one's going to read that at all ever. You want to give some value, some free information, some education, a funny story. And then you can put your blog posts out to your list via your autoresponder. So ARP Reach can be tied into your blog post, or you can just copy and paste your blog post onto your ARP Reach autoresponder. People will buy from you if they know you, like you, and trust you, right? Everybody agree to that? Type in yes. People will know from you or buy from you if they know you, like you, and trust you, right? And so what is a better way of getting people to know you, like you, and trust you by giving them something for free on a regular basis? I got lots of different people I know who send out lots of content via video blogs on a regular basis. They give away some great free information, some great free education, some great funny stories on a regular basis. Once again, you want to make sure that you're blogging on a regular basis. Anybody have questions about blogging at all? Nope. Okay, great. Let's go ahead then. So next thing is when you do blog, have a blogging strategy. What are your goals? Do you want more traffic? Do you want more customers? Are you trying to build your list? Are you trying to send people to your Facebook business page and increase your likes, right? Share the love. Social media is really important about sharing great information. You want to build your community. So once again, you can send your blog post and tell people to sign up to your Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, right? like my YouTube page. Also, if people interact with you, interact with them. A great example of that is when I go onto my LinkedIn account. I'll go on to my LinkedIn account. So people that I am connected to on LinkedIn, I'll go onto their profiles. If I send information out on LinkedIn, I will go onto their profiles and I will endorse them all the time. So share the love. Endorse them, they'll endorse you, and vice versa. So I would ask all of you to go to my LinkedIn profile, and I would ask all of you to connect with me on LinkedIn. Here's my LinkedIn profile. I believe this is it. Have you ever endorsed somebody who you wanted to connect with? So LinkedIn, and I'll be doing LinkedIn training today. LinkedIn is a phenomenal way of getting past the gatekeepers and also, getting to know people. So, if you want to send someone an invitation, and by the way, let me ask you quickly, how many of you have a paid for LinkedIn membership? You've paid for it as opposed to the free one. Anybody have a paid for one? Type in yes. Nobody has, or one, Michelle has a paid for one, Sarah has a paid for one. So only two of you have a paid for three. Michelle and Sarah have a paid for LinkedIn membership. I would recommend that all of you, if you are really serious about networking and increasing your reach and also lead generation, I have a LinkedIn membership that is only $100 a year. And people who join me or work with me, I help them get this membership. You guys can't find this. It's called the Spotlight Plan. It's only $100 a year. And so, people need a LinkedIn premium membership because having a premium membership, and I'll go over this more with LinkedIn, but just two quick things over here. Number one, I can go to my LinkedIn profile, click on who's viewed my profile. I can see everybody who's viewed my profile. Okay? Everybody and anybody who's viewed my profile, I can see them. It goes on, it'll just keep on going on and on and on. It'll keep on populating. So if I want to find somebody I want to work with, or want to find somebody I want to connect with, oh, Sarah, there's Sarah. Hi, Sarah. I will click on your connection button, drop down menu, and send invitation. So you want to accept my invitation there, Sarah? We'll be connected on LinkedIn. Be awesome. And so if you notice, though, I didn't need Sarah's email address. So by having this upgraded LinkedIn membership, I don't need Sarah's email address. Very, very important, because if you want to get by the gatekeepers, and I'll show you that in a few minutes over here, I'll show you how. Let me go digress over here, go forward here, right? And then be supportive and helpful for social media. If somebody asks you a question, if it's a simple thing to answer, don't try to get money from them. Show people on your Facebook page that you're supportive and helpful. It'll build your community. So, that one on LinkedIn over here, fantastic. So, have you updated your profile in a long time? So here's my profile view. You have it on your PDF form. I'll just previous copy link location. I'm not sure if this will work here. Oh, it did work, but it didn't go to me for some reason. They must have changed the linking structure in the back end of LinkedIn. It was my LinkedIn profile beforehand, my profile view. So, but let's go on to LinkedIn here now, right? Let's do some LinkedIn training. LinkedIn is a never-ending source of phenomenal leads. It really is. I get people contacting me on LinkedIn on a regular basis. Now, LinkedIn has done some things recently that make it very, very hard for you to connect with people, but I have a way around that. I found a piece of software that allows me to contact people on LinkedIn on a regular basis. Where is it? It's my LinkCon. There it is. Called LinkCon. My mouse isn't working here. Come on, mouse. And it's so weird all of a sudden. My LinkedIn application isn't working properly. There it goes. Open. There it is. It's open already, actually. Oh, I got a whole bunch of them open up here. Let me just close them all. So here's a bot that a guy built, and I can put my credentials over here, and I can go onto LinkedIn and choose a search string, and I can message people automatically on LinkedIn, as well as put a time between, seconds between messages. And so, because what LinkedIn did, which was really crappy, is they changed the way their messaging service worked. You used to be able to go in there and message all of your first level connections. I have almost 8,000 connections, and they made it really, really hard now to do that. Through using this piece of software, though, I can send messages to all my connections or only segments of my connections by choosing a search string. I go to people, go to Calgary, go to advanced, go to, let's see here, my first level connections only, and then go to industry and Calgary, Canada only, and then first level connections only. And then I can copy this little piece of code here in the browser, and I can import this into my software, and it'll send out my messages only to people in Calgary, only my first level connections. And as long as I'm not spamming these people, I find that they don't mind. But let me ask you a question. How many of you get dozens and dozens of emails or hundreds of emails to your inbox every single day? Just type in yes or no, right? We all do. If it's from someone you don't know or someone you haven't heard of in a while, you probably delete them, right? Yes. But if it's from LinkedIn, if you get a LinkedIn message, how many of you look at it? So if you get a LinkedIn message, so the message is wrapped in a LinkedIn email, the majority of people, I know you don't maybe, Katie, but the majority of people actually read it, because it's not just from, Alan Fine, it's from Alan Fine via LinkedIn. And so I find that the open rates, oh, here it is. Here's one just came in just now. So here is my LinkedIn thing here. Where's LinkedIn? Hootsuite, Hootsuite, Hootsuite. I just saw a LinkedIn invitation over here. So let's type in LinkedIn here. My thing here, I'm not sure if my mouse is working properly all of a sudden. But if it's LinkedIn, I found that people open these. Here it is, LinkedIn invitations. So this is how a LinkedIn email comes in. So if it's from LinkedIn, then I find that people will open it a lot more than people on a regular email. So really, really important that you're leveraging LinkedIn. So I have almost, I said, 8,000 connections. I leverage my connections on LinkedIn for my clients and my acquaintances and my contacts on a regular basis. And you should too. So for your profile, you need to make sure a couple things. Number one, is your picture professional, right? I can't tell you how many people we've seen on LinkedIn, and you guys know what I'm talking about. Their picture just totally sucks. Okay? Doesn't look professional at all. I had one girl send me a LinkedIn request. She was a marketing person. She was wearing a bikini on the beach. So it doesn't scream professionalism at all. Number two, you can put your key phrases, what you want to be found on LinkedIn, into your title, professional headline, into your location, okay, into your current position. Very, very important. You have all these things optimized properly, as well as I have tons of positions on my LinkedIn profile that are all key phrases. All these are key phrases, okay? So I put what I want people to find me for. So if you type in, hopefully you'll find me, Calgary Internet Marketing. So Calgary Internet Marketing. And a lot of people find me this way. So usually Calgary Marketing Company. Let's try that one here. Marketing Company. So here's my company. Okay, the Executive Edge, Calgary Marketing Company. But also, if you click on people, a lot of times they'll come up also. So you want to be found. You want to put key phrases into your search string or your profile so people find you. Okay, for relevance, right? So also, if you have a upgraded premium type membership like the Spotlight one I have, you got a cool banner on the back, right? So I can really, really make, once again, do you look professional? You want someone to find you. They do any kind of research on you. So let me ask you guys a question again. When you're looking for a new service, do you do any research on the person beforehand? Do you go onto Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter or whatever, and anybody ever research people? Gary does, Michelle does, Sarah, one of the Sarahs does. So, really Liz does, right? So I want to make sure I have all these things. I have an all-star profile strength. David does, right? So, all these different things that people can view you for, you make sure. And also endorsements, how many endorsements do you have? So if you look at my profile on the very, very bottom, I have, all these endorsements. Look how many 99 plus I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a bunch of them that are really close. But also recommendations. So I'm not sure we're recommendations here. So very, very important. So what I do is I trade recommendations with people. So if you want to give me a great recommendation to me, I'll give one to you also. So all these things for trust and authority, really, really, really important. I have probably 50 recommendations on my LinkedIn profile. So really, really important for trust and authority. Do you have all these things here done? So LinkedIn, the way you can use LinkedIn is, so somebody give me an industry that they want to be finding clients on. So it's just type in like, doctors, lawyers, dentists, and give me an area. So you want to, let's say, get new clients in your city who are doctors. You want new clients in the construction industry, so credit counselors. So credit counselors, so let's say here, I'll just grab this. So credit counselors and people. Okay, so here are 1,765 credit counselors, Gary, that if you had a LinkedIn upgraded membership, you click on connect, it would take them to, it will just send your invite like that. So I just tried connecting with this S.A. Patel. I don't even have to go to that second menu or drop down menu and find out, how they know me even. I just clicked on the connect button, right? So if you want to have a never-ending source of leads, right, then you could really, drill down in your key phrases and really find out who do you want to be connected to. Because the great thing about this over here is that you bypass the gatekeepers. If you were to call these people on the phone, let's say you want to call Kathy Stilley on the phone. So here is, where's my thing here? Here's Kathy's thing here. I want to find out how to contact Kathy. I don't have InMail. I want to connect with her though. Community Sales Associate at Cardell Homes. All right. She also does probably credit for Cardell Homes. Maybe she's the right person to connect with. Maybe she's not. Right. But I want to be able to contact her. If I was to phone Cardell Homes, the phone number on the internet, and say, hello, is Kathy there, please, her last name? And they would say to me, well, who are you? How do you know her? Whatever, right, they say. So very, very important that you use LinkedIn on a regular basis to be able to bypass the gatekeepers. Anybody have any questions about LinkedIn at all? Okay, go ahead, Michelle. What do you want to know about LinkedIn? So Michelle asked, what if I want to find retired executives for my virtual assistant biz? Okay, so if they're retired executives, you just type in the word executives and under people, and let's go here. And all you got to do is figure out, the filters on here, go to advanced, and you have all these different filters that you can, drill down to. And so you really can, and obviously different levels of LinkedIn memberships allow you to access these things here also. Years and experience, right? Function, senior level. But I mean, this is a good start, right? You can research them, and once again, you could click on the connect button, and and not maybe not ask them to connect with them, but also you can ask them, hey, once you're connected with them, hey, do you know anybody in your industry who's retired now, right? But it gets your door open, your foot open, and into the conversation, right? What screen do you need to be in? They don't want to be viewed. So David asks, I often get viewed by anonymous people. How do I see who they are? Well, probably starting with a paid for membership if you don't have one already. But if they don't want you to know who they are, that's because they set that in their profile setting, and you cannot do anything about that at all. Their profile setting says, unless they're connected to you, show me as anonymous. So nothing you can really do about that at all. What screen you need to be in order to put a personal message. So let's say, you need to be in their screen. So if you're connected with them already, you just go to their screen, and then you go to message. So let me go to one of my clients who are my people. So go to Yulia and go to her screen, and I go to endorse her first and then send a message right here. Subject line, and then here's the message over here. Okay, and then you go send message. Now, let me ask you a question. She's a project manager. Does this look very professional? It looks like she's going to a wedding, right? So once again, make sure that your your photo looks professional. I would have Yulia, if she was my client, in a women's business suit. Okay, so really, really important because this looks like she's going ready to go dancing or going to the club. So anybody have any more questions at all before I move on? Okay, so next thing is lead generation. One of my lead generation tools. Anybody do B2B sales? Anybody do B2B sales? Business to business? No? Yes? Okay, Yinka does. Two people do. So I use this one over here, Lead Finder Jack. So let me just type in Lead Finder Jack over here. It's a great tool. It scrapes the internet or scrapes the internet for people's or companies' profiles. You can insert a Gmail account or your regular email account on the back end over here. Here's a campaign on the back end. You can search for companies, search for people. So I'm looking for cleaning services or cleaning companies in the Calgary, Alberta area. And it'll go to all the cleaning companies. And then what I can do is once it's finished, I can put together a pre-formatted email and send them a pre-formatted template on the back end. And this will send an email to them that can have videos in the back end that can, contact them. I can send them autoresponders. So I can send them, let's say, one initial email, and then I can send them another 2 or 3 emails afterwards, just reaching out to them and trying to build that relationship with them. Really, really phenomenal for accessing markets and getting yourself to penetrate markets that you normally could not get into. So really, really great tool. As soon as it finishes doing its progress report and populating all of the current companies into this campaign setting, I'll show you how it works really quickly here. You can find companies who have Facebook pages, who don't have Facebook pages, who have LinkedIn pages, Twitter pages, Google Plus pages. There we go. So it tells you who has, if they have a Google Plus page, you can click onto it. It shows you their email addresses. You can choose all of them, choose none of them. You can, hide with no emails, with emails. So the ones who have no emails, you can hide on the screen over here. And then once again, I can, send them pre-formatted autoresponders by going in the back end of the interface and creating those. But then also, let's say I want to send them cleaning companies. Let's say this was a cleaning company, it's a chiropractor. But I can go this first one over here, and then I want to send them mobile website one. I want to send that 2 days later. And then I want to send them one more 3 days after that. So I can just go like this, okay, and then I'll send them these pre-formatted, really highly converting emails, in a series as a system. As long as this is running on your PC, it'll automatically do this for you. Once again, I want to create systems in my business. I don't want to be going on the internet and trying to find the people on page 1 of Google. This just does it all for me as a system. So for those of you who do email marketing or want to find a way of doing B2B marketing, all you do once again is go onto my store page, and Lead Finder Jack is right over here. Just get instant access, and is a really phenomenal piece of software. And if you buy it, I'll be very, very happy to help you and go on with you no, it's a paid for service. It's a paid for product, not expensive at all, but it is a paid for service. I believe it's like $37 a month or $17 a month, but I use it every single month. For people who do B2B sales, it is a phenomenal lead generation piece of software. Just phenomenal. Okay. Any other questions about that at all? Okay, great. Thank you, Gary. I sure appreciate your playing at full speed there. Retargeting, remarketing. So, have you guys ever gone onto the internet and gone to a certain web page, and then all of a sudden, no matter what you're searching for anymore on Facebook or on the internet, you keep on seeing that same web page over and over again? Anybody ever had that happen where you keep on seeing the same thing over and over again, even though you're not even looking for it anymore? So what they've done is they have used something called a retargeting or remarketing piece of code that's put a cookie on the back end of your computer, and you keep on saying the same thing. Facebook has retargeting pixel, but so does this platform here. It's called Perfect Audience, and for companies. So for, let's say, for the you, Sarah, for the car dealership, they're looking for a car. I go on your website, and then if you're using any kind of Facebook ads or Facebook or Google AdWords, then you have retargeting pixel, but then I see you over and over again. So let's go on Perfect Audience here for a second. So here's the Perfect Audience retargeting platform. So for those of you who are looking for ongoing sales for retargeting done right, so you have mobile retargeting, dynamic retargeting, web retargeting, or Facebook retargeting, this can really increase your conversions. It's not expensive at all. It's really inexpensive, actually. They don't charge much for it, actually. For the retargeting platform, all you do is put a piece of code on the back end of your website, and when someone finally gets there, they get that code in their computer, and they see you over and over again. Once again, getting back to that, how many people are ready to buy right now, and how many people are ready to buy in now to 2 weeks or now to 12 weeks. This can really help in your overall conversions because of the fact that this will keep people for you top of mind. They'll keep on seeing you over and over again. Bring back lost customers to your website. So, all you got to do is go on the back end of here, and you can, access this. So all these companies are using the retargeting platform. So, these are some pretty big companies over here. Eventbrite, Flixster, AppSumo, Instant Edu, American Apparel, and they have all these case studies which are really, really phenomenal. So, for high ticket items like a car dealership, this is a really, really important platform to use, because if you got them by chance, thank God you got them on their website finally, as they're researching, vehicles, you don't want to lose them as your client, on a regular basis. You can have them come back to your website over and over again. And then once again, you want to get them as your client on your email marketing campaign. And so, it's so hard to get people to visit your website in the first place, right? Once you have them there, finally you got them there, thank God, why not try to maximize that potential and capture their information, or have them come back to your website over and over and over again. And so by having this retargeting platform, it really is phenomenal. And the pricing really isn't that much at all. You can add I think you just add credits to your campaign, but it's really, really cheap. As well as also Facebook also has a retargeting. It has their own retargeting platform. How does Perfect Audience compare to Facebook and web retargeting? So this is what it does, retargeting platform. So, once again, getting people to see your ad over and over and over again. This is a platform I use personally on my website. So, it really is a great platform to use. Does anybody have any questions about, how this whole thing works or why they should use it? Anybody have any questions about that at all? So all you do is you go on the back end, create your platform, and they bring them back to your website over and over again, especially on mobile, right? So all you do is, try to, put this on here. Anybody needs any help with this, I'll be happy to help your company out with doing this as far as getting you onto a retargeting platform. For those of you who have higher ticket items, any sale above $500, I would definitely use this on my website if I were you, because of the fact that you don't want to lose a sale, because what does it cost you to acquire that person clicking to your website in the first place? Really, really powerful stuff. Okay, next thing is going to be Twitter. So I got a lot of information over here and resources on Twitter. Twitter is really good for putting out information for sales, putting information out for specials, putting information out. Let's say you are a mobile restaurant, like one of those food trucks. You could put your information out to all your people on your Twitter platform. For you who owns the clothing store, great idea for putting out tweets to your membership people who follow you on Twitter, right? Give them a discount, give them a coupon or a thing for follow me on Twitter, and I'll send you a $10 coupon for your next purchase. And that way, great new line of dresses coming out, for you, come to our customer appreciation day at our location, for you who owns the credit counseling. Is it you, Gary? Credit counseling guy? I think so, isn't it? Yes. So for you, 5 ways to save money before the end of 2015. Call me for a free consultation. I'll be happy to help you. Are you super stressed? Did the collection agency call again today? Is it affecting your marriage, affecting your life? Is it causing you to lose sleep? I can help you fix it all. So, Yinka asked, how can Twitter help? Twitter can help you by advertising what's going to happen at your event, right? Way before it happens. So, for exhibitors, follow us on Twitter. So, do you guys have a Twitter page yet? Don't see any Twitter link on your website at all. So, so once again, the 5 are Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, and Google+. It's really important for all of you to have all these things happening on the back end of your website so you can tweet what's going on, keep things relevant and current. And once again, if you're using the Hootsuite platform on the back end of your blog, then you don't have to worry about sending your stuff to all these different places at one time, because I have my Twitter on the back end of my Hootsuite interface, anytime I want to do a quick blog post or a quick update, all I do is that, and it goes to my Twitter. So add social network. As you can see, Twitter is um, one of the things you can connect with. So you own a print shop. So, are you running specials? Do you have new prints coming in on a regular basis? Are you running deals? Are you running discounts? Right? I just bought a WordPress theme for a client of mine, and we're creating a new restaurant website for a client. And I wanted to buy this WordPress theme. I went on their website. It was a little expensive, and I went on the website, clicked on their Facebook page, and lo and behold, they had a 40% discount on their Facebook page as a link to the website again, and I went and made a purchase. So I bought it by using social media. So the same thing for you. You can put in links on the back end of your thing here. So, 40% discount for Halloween. Use the code Halloween 40, and then you put the link in, right? And you shrink it in the link shrinker, and then you put it out to your social media. And one of the things that goes to is Twitter. If people are following you on Twitter and they see that and they were ready to buy, that will push them over the edge probably and create sales. Once you've had one sale, oh, and by the way, remember I told you I put that post out? Here it is now. 10 minutes later, here it is on my LinkedIn profile, on my Facebook, on my other pages, my blog posts, right? Here it is 10 minutes later. Was I there copying and pasting to my favorites? I have my 32 social media profiles. So it did this all for me automatically, as opposed to me going in there and copying and pasting and copying and pasting and copying and pasting 32 times. It's a system I have. It's not something I do, off the fly, or I want to, create profiles and systems in my clients' businesses that will help them save time and help them save money. And once again, this one can do it for you over here. So does that answer your question, Yinka? You can tweet new prints. You can put on discounts and specials. You can advertise sales. You can advertise other things also on Twitter. Okay, and once again, here is a whole bunch of Twitter resources I put in the back end over here for marketing your company. Okay, so there's Twitter. Anybody? Oh, and make sure that your Twitter profile is finished off. So here's my Twitter profile. Okay, properly branded with a proper Twitter background. Okay, and on Twitter I have let's see here. I have 2,385 followers. When I publish something on Twitter for myself, right? People find me, and I have my 2,800 or 2,385 people following me, right? So once again, trust and authority. Are you, are you maximizing all your social media to have people follow you, and are you maximizing that for trust and authority? Google Plus. So here's some great information I found on Google Plus. Why is Google Plus so important? I'll show you why. Once again, going to Calgary Marketing Company. This over here, all these over here is Google Plus. All right. So it's very, very important for local advertising that you guys have a Google Plus page. So does everybody have a Google Plus page for their company? Type in yes if you do and no if you don't. Okay, so some of you guys said yes, most of you guys said no. So you're missing out on a great opportunity to get on page one of Google for your key phrases by having a Google Plus page. Here's my Google Plus page. You know, Google changed things recently and they have all this information over here and also reviews. I get people to post positive reviews on my Google Plus page. Once again, trust and authority, right? So you all want to have a Google Plus page for advertising. Um, Google Plus page for your small business. You have WordPress plugins, secrets. And now I found an authority site that has Google Plus information, and so all you got to do is click on the links, and that will hopefully get you to the place you want to be in for your Google Plus. And why you should use Google Plus, obviously, is very, very simple. You want to be on page one of Google, right? Here's another opportunity to be on page one of Google at the very, very top, Google Plus. And by the way, these guys over here, AdWords, okay? These guys over here are AdWords. So these guys over here are paying anywhere between $500 to $2,000 per month for paying for their AdWords. Yes, AdWords gets you the top page on Google right away, but the second you stop paying for it, you're gone. This, for me, now that I'm here, is totally free. I don't pay nothing for this per month at all. So free as opposed to paid. Now, what's also very, very important, this is the level at which people click on to these things over here. The first place that gets click-throughs is Google Plus pages or the map pages over here. Okay. The next place that gets clicks is the natural search engine listings, which is over here. And the last place that people click onto is AdWords, right? So is Google Plus important to be on to? Very, very important to be on. Extremely important to be on, okay? So all of you really need to create a local Google Plus page, but there's also a lot of information on how to structure your local Google Plus page to make sure that you do rank on page one of Google. It's not just putting a page up there and automatically you're up there. It's what do you call your page? How do you structure your page? How many pictures and videos do you put on your page? All these different things for what's called Google Plus SEO or search engine optimization. So all these things go into it, and here once again is some great information on those things that I found on the internet for you. Okay, so Google Plus for business and Hangouts, really also very, very important presentations. Next thing is YouTube, how to effectively use YouTube for marketing. And once again, make sure you have a YouTube channel and branded page. Once again, we talked about that, very, very important. If your YouTube page isn't properly branded, then, once again, does it create that trust and authority for your website and for your company? I think it doesn't. So make sure you have a properly branded Google, Google Plus page, or YouTube page with a properly branded banner. And I bought some banner branding software about 2 years ago, 3 years ago probably, and I create branded banners for my clients' YouTube pages and also create the videos for their pages as well. So very, very important you use Google Plus and YouTube. And by the way, you can connect the two because guess who owns both of them is Google, right? Google bought YouTube in 2006, and Google also obviously owns Google Plus. So very, very, very important you have that. Okay. Also, one thing for videos, for getting your videos to rank on page one of Google is views. So how many views do you have on your your Google or YouTube video. So this one has 15,000 views. This one has only 53 views, but he's doing obviously some SEO. I know who this guy is over here. 1,600 views. Mine has 1,183 views. So once again, very, very important that you're doing the SEO for YouTube properly, which is two things. Number one, optimizing the actual YouTube page. Okay, what does the actual stuff on the page say? Links on the page, right? Key phrases on the page, right? But also, and views, but also, do you have any backlinks to your YouTube video? So you can actually get your YouTube video to show up on top of YouTube for your page there very, very quickly by having backlinks to your YouTube page. Facebook, very, very important place to be as far as marketing. How many of you go onto Facebook on a regular basis? Just type in yes. Okay, I find more women go onto Facebook than men for the stats goes, right? But also, Facebook is very, very good for marketing. Facebook advertising is also very, very helpful sometimes. You can really drill down on Facebook advertising. Let's go here to my manage ads. Here's the Facebook advertising platform. And as I mentioned beforehand, Facebook has its own advertising pixel. Okay, so very, very important that you have, take advantage of the possibility of doing Facebook advertising. And when you do Facebook advertising, you can do Facebook advertising in two different ways. Number one, you can buy impressions. A certain, let's say 1,000 impressions of your ad costs a certain thing, but also click-throughs. So you can, kind of measure which works better for you. Try both of them. So I did this one over here. Win a press release for your business, and you can see, how my audience was. Not delivering anymore right now, but you can see my ad, and I think I have tools, audiences, so I can see who my audiences was on the back end of Facebook. And so Facebook advertising can be very, very powerful and good. But getting back more into actual Facebook for a second itself, as far as your Facebook business page, make sure you have a nicely branded banner on the back end, something that looks professional, a cover photo, right? I create cover photos for my clients. Make sure you have a good one for yourself. Make sure you're posting on Facebook on a regular basis, right? Because Facebook will allow you to create your social media footprint. And so you can see I advertise my webinars on Facebook and I post information. So if you want to like my page on Facebook, you can. I have over 10,000 subscribers on Facebook. It really gives me great trust and authority when people go to my Facebook business page and see how many likes I have on there and how many new likes I'm getting on a regular basis. So 15 people like my Facebook page this week. And so, for you guys, very, very important. And let me ask you a question. As far as Facebook goes, is Facebook just one of those things that you expect a professional company to have? You expect them to have a good Facebook page, right? Isn't that just a normal yes as far as you expect them to have a decent Facebook page? So make sure you guys have a good Facebook page, but make sure it's also, there's a link to it, also on your website itself. So as you can see on my website, I have the link to the Facebook business page on my website on the left-hand side over here. Here's my Facebook box over here, right? And you can, go to my Facebook page on a regular basis here just by clicking on my thing and my like button over here. So it's really, really important that you all have a great Facebook business page. And here's some information on Facebook. I'm not going to go through all of it because we're running out of time here. But here's some Facebook resources you can have also for yourself. What does your company do on Facebook? Your contact information, press releases, videos, blog feeds, Twitter updates. You can connect Twitter and Facebook, your company news, your customer interaction, all those things. So does anybody have any questions about Facebook at all? Anybody have any questions about Facebook as far as how to use it for advertising or just how to set it up? Make sure it looks professional, that's all I can say. And make sure you follow the information inside your manual. Wow, I can't believe how much we did today. We went through tons of information today and yesterday. Did you guys receive value from your presentation so far? Have you guys enjoyed yourselves yesterday and today? Was there not great value from your $39 investment? I hope so. Does anybody feel like an expert on all of this right now? Anybody an expert here at all? It's kind of confusing, isn't it? Often my clients come to me at the very, very end and go, oh my goodness, I can really use some help with all this. So what a client told me a couple of years ago to do is put together something after the webinar was done. But they weren't really an expert on it, but they wanted more help past today. So for anybody who wants a little more help past today, I put together something called the Marketing Audit and Education Session. And what that is going with you on your computer and by telephone one-on-one for 3 hours. Auditing your website, auditing your marketing program, going over exactly what you're doing on your online marketing, looking at your Facebook page, looking at your LinkedIn profile, looking at your YouTube page, looking at absolutely everything you're doing for yourself as far as your online presence, and giving you some great information as well as a really in-depth business and online marketing plan afterwards. I give you a report afterwards if you want one. One of my clients who just surpassed millions of dollars in sales told me when they did their first marketing audit with me in 2011, they were doing $168,000, $480,000 in 2012, 2013, they did $750,000 approximately, and now they're way over $1 million in sales every single year. So, really, really helpful, and it all started with this marketing audit. And for staying to the very, very end of today, I'm going to throw in some really phenomenal bonuses that you're going to get with the session. I'll email those in a second over here. But also, if some of you guys saw me use Dragon Dictation, I know it didn't work phenomenally well sometimes, but that's only because my computer has a lot of things happening in the background. As you can see, all of my different apps I have open, that slows Dragon down a bit. So when I restart my computer though, and I open up, let's say, a new notepad file, I can go into Dragon Dictation and I can speak very quickly. And as long as I speak clearly and concisely, it will basically type new line, anything I'm saying. So it's actually very accurate, the new version. I know it's not that accurate this second, only because once again, it's I have so many things happening in the background. But if I was to restart my computer, it would be super, super accurate and super, super fast. So for those of you who are going to take me up on the marketing audit and education session, I'll throw in a copy of Dragon 13, the brand new one. Also, I have a brand new course I purchased called LinkedIn Domination that really drills way more into LinkedIn than I talked about today. It's a really robust, full course. I paid $200 for it. It's yours with the marketing audit and education session. Also, for any of you who do any kind of presentations or workshops or webinars or seminars, possibly you, Gary, doing a workshop or a live webinar or live seminar on credit counseling, I have these attract audience email templates by a very high profile person in the presentation industry. And then also for any of you who do WordPress, I have a 30 video WordPress interface I've created that I'm just updating right now to have the new information for WordPress. As you know, WordPress is changing all the time. So I have 30 WordPress videos to show you that'll train you on how to do things in WordPress. High quality videos you can watch over and over again at your leisure. So $2,000, what I normally charge for a 3-hour in-depth marketing analysis and education session, $200 for the copy of Dragon 13, $200 for LinkedIn Domination course, email, copy templates, WordPress training videos, access to the recording of these videos. All of you are going to get the access to the recording of the videos with this marketing audit and education session, and I'll even probably throw them in anyways for free of charge. And in the marketing audit, I'll look at what you're doing for your marketing that's successful, that's not successful. We'll evaluate all your challenges. Where do you want to go to? What are your goals for your company and your online marketing? I ask you 300 plus questions over 3 hours to see where you're leaving money on the table and give you real marketing ideas, because I follow a manual and you're going to be taking notes the whole time for your marketing audit and analyzing your website, your online and offline print advertising, anything you want me to analyze for you, but especially your online marketing. And if there's a fit for us to work together afterwards further, we can. The marketing audit education session is going to be $349.93, not $3,000 or $2,500 or even $2,000, not even $1,000. But for 5 of you who do the first 5, it's only going to be $250. That's a $200 savings, and you end up to what to me is a marketing plan, but to what to you is a chronologically prioritized to-do list. I'll tell you what you should do first, second, third, fourth, fifth for your marketing, and then you'll have a to-do list afterwards of what you should do and what action you should take. And let me ask any of you, when's the last time you guys really went over and ripped apart your website or your online marketing plan with a professional? I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm going to email you this feedback form right now. Do me a favor, go to your email for a second and tell me if you got it. Okay? And I'll also email all of you in about 10-15 minutes that Excel file of all those great high authority backlinks and websites to go to for getting backlinks. Okay. Someone asked me here but do I have a chance to try to implement? Well, no, Katie, actually, this is only for the first 5 of you. So the first 5 people who buy the marketing audit, it'll be $250. For anybody else afterwards, it'll be $350 or more. So go to your email, fill out the forms. Now, if you're not going to buy the marketing audit, I can appreciate that, but at least do me a favor and fill out the workshop feedback form and email it back to me. I want to know how I did for you in the workshop, in the webinar. I want to make sure that I did as well for you, as well as do you have any feedback on how it could improve things, or do I have any referrals of people who might want to look at this webinar or climb on to the next one afterwards, okay? So anybody who wants to buy it can buy it later on, but it will be more expensive later on. So the first 5 of you who send back the feedback form to me and either pay for it by credit card or you can send the payment to me by Interact e-transfer, will get that marketing audit at $250 Only the first 5 of you will get this great deal for yourselves. And once again, with the marketing audit, it's a risk-free guarantee. If you buy it now and you don't see the marketing audit and education session as extremely valuable, I'll give you all your money back, and you'll get to keep all those bonuses as well. Okay? So remember, the bonuses are really phenomenal also. Don't struggle anymore. I can help you with your website. I can help you with your online marketing. So you make sure you go to your email and you can buy it now. I'm going to unmute all of you. I can hear all of you now. If you want to talk to me at all, have any questions at all about it, I'd be happy to talk to you. And Mother Teresa said, prayer without action is like no prayer at all. Go and take some really powerful action for yourself right now, and go ahead and fill out that feedback form for me. And the first 5 of you who do will get that marketing audit at only $250. Anybody have any questions at all? I can hear the ones who have their microphones on. Anybody have any questions about the actual presentation, or any questions on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter? Right now, I'll be very, very happy to answer them for you. Here's some of the clients I have who I worked with beforehand.
Oh, I have a question.
Sure. Who's this?
It's Michelle.
Hi, Michelle. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm kind of curious. You're talking about the Facebook page. What about the LinkedIn page?
As far as
is there one better than? Well, I mean, just having a LinkedIn page versus a Facebook page. I mean, and
I would have both
target
personally.
Audience.
I would have both personally. Once again, you know, I have all the 4 I talked about. I have LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Google Plus, and YouTube. Those are the top 5 that most people are expecting nowadays from you, and most people are researching you on afterwards. So it's really, really important, especially for LinkedIn, and for anybody who does the marketing audit with me. I will also send you the information to help you acquire that LinkedIn Spotlight membership, which once again only costs me $100 a year. And if you go to your LinkedIn premium membership to upgrade, you won't see Spotlight at all on your back end, but I can help you get it for yourself. And it's only $100 a year. Okay. And once again, you know, once again, you know, is LinkedIn important? For sure. With LinkedIn Premium membership, I can go and I can see everybody who's viewed my profile in the past couple of days. Here's Katie. Here's Liz. I can connect with them. I don't need their email address ever. I can send them a connection like this over here very, very quickly. And once again, I can bypass those gatekeepers. And if I want to, you know, get to know somebody or get a referral from somebody, I can easily go ahead and do that. So connect with Liz or connect with Katie, the business together, and there we go. I've just sent them both a LinkedIn Connect invitation. So, you know, really, really important you have a great profile, because trust me, people are researching you on LinkedIn. They're researching you on Facebook and on Twitter and all the other things like that. Answer your question?
Okay. Yeah.
Great.
It is. Thank you.
Awesome. Anybody else have any questions at all? So my phone number, once again, if you want to call me after this and ask me any questions in private, I'd be very, very happy to answer any questions you have after today's webinar. I'll be sending out the webinar videos to everybody, as well as that Excel file in a little while. Let's see here. Thanks again, Sarah. No problems at all. In-depth learning of how to use Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, online marketing essentially. Well, Yinka, I can help you with that for sure. Definitely just contact me after today by calling me on the phone or emailing me. I'll be happy to help you. And I believe you're an expert, so we can do it that way also, okay? So anybody have any other questions at all? So send me that marketing audit form If you're not going to buy the marketing audit, that's fine, but at least send me the feedback form. I definitely want to hear from you. I want to thank you all for coming today. I had a great time. I'll be sending out an email to everybody for the Excel file in about 5 minutes, as well as I'll be sending out an email for the upgrades or the free stuff you get with the webinar, and also a link to go onto and watch the new recordings as soon as I have edited them all and put them onto the website. All right? So everybody have a great day today. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.